I think that's just it. It's been an amazing year over here, and most of you have been here before already this year and will have seen the theatre, but for those of you who used to know it in its old days, it's quite a change. But I think it's amazingly light and bright and exciting. And if you haven't been here before, then you'll think that anyway. Yeah. Oh, come on, Blow. There you go. Come on, Blow. Can we keep how far the little candle throws beams?
You're going to freeze it.
Oh, I put it on my fridge. It's so beautiful.
It is.
What a good quote to find. So shines a good deed in the naughty world.
Melanie Price.
And what connections do you have with Shakespeare Link?
Well, this is my second year of performing with the Willow Globe. First of all, the man in my life got involved with it and he persuaded me to come along, and we actually started going to HAGS, the Have a Go Shakespeare. It's a wonderful acronym, HAGS, isn't it? Most of us are over 60 and most of us are women, so it works really well, and we really enjoyed that. But of course that is performing with you can read the script, and it was quite daunting last year, even though I only had a small part doing it without the script, but I really enjoyed it, and so I've come back for a second year. Well, it's really nice to have some high culture in an area like this, which sometimes people have described as a cultural desert, but seriously, I think everybody can get involved with it. It's Shakespeare's plays are wonderful. It's a super opportunity. It's an opportunity for other companies to come and perform, and it's just a lovely setting. I can see why they would actually want to do that, because it's just a beautiful place to perform, and it's just really nice to add to the summer of arts in the community.
Famous for his citrus, backside and banana, sugar cane and rum. Could produce such music, such a sweet, sweet music. Keep the DJs jumping and the whole world running and a rocking. Reggae is the music come from Jamaica to light up the whole wide world. Reggae is the music come from Jamaica to light up the whole wide world.
Gavin Hooson. I've known Phil and Sue a long time, only because I happen to live here on the site. But I first got involved simply because they needed somebody to sound like they knew what they were saying in Welsh, and I had such a great time. I've been involved ever since, and it's just been one of those things that came along when I was retired. I had all sorts of plans for retirement, none of which I've done, because this came along, and it's just been a transformative experience, really, a brilliant experience. Look forward to it every year. What I love about it is, first of all, the space is so magical and such an amazing venue. I mean, I just can't imagine anywhere else like it anywhere, really. It's such a magical space. And also the community productions, there's a way of getting involved no matter what your talents, skills. They will find a role for you, a space for you to take part, and I think everybody really feels that they're really part of a production, no matter how big or little your role is.
Still remains within the sound of silence.
Methought I was. There's no man could tell what. Methought I was. And methought I had. Oh, but man is but a patched fool if he will offer to say what methought I had. The eye of man have not heard. The ear of man have not seen. Man's hand is not able to taste.
Yeah, well, I've known Sue since we did the first big community play down in Bilth Wells. We started off in about the year 2000, and then after that, just hadn't done acting for ages really. But
got the bug again and got back into it. Used to do it when I was younger, and so I've been in pretty much all of the productions since then, both in the community and up here at the Willow Globe. It's really nice, you know. It sort of gives everybody a great sense of community. You know, it's like, you know, what are we doing today? Oh yes, we're going to the Willow. We spend lots of time in the rain. We spend lots of time in the cold and the wind, but every now and then the sun comes out and we just love it. Sitting in the Willow Theatre, which is a magical space, I think. Where you can, you know, put things on and be part of it. It doesn't matter whether you can sing, dance, say a few words. People are welcome, and I'm really interested to have seen that some of the people who come through at different times have started off, you know, saying a couple of lines and then developing over the years, getting bigger and bigger parts and getting more and more confidence, and I think it's really helpful for a lot of people. Yeah. I do Shakespeare at school and teach, but a lot of people don't do it at all any other time, so quite an eye-opener for a lot of people, and it's actually made people, you know, love Shakespeare, who would have been one of the people in the past who would have said, oh, that's not for me. And they realise that actually it is for everybody. It's language all of its own.
Yeah.
Whereof he was full glad and did not spare to say, fair maid, I pray, whither go you this day? Good sir, the maid did say, what do you care? For I will, without fail, maiden, give you Watkins ale. Watkins ale, sir, quoth she, what is that, I pray you tell me? 'Tis sweeter far than sugar fine, and pleasanter than muscadine. And if you please, fair maid, to stay a little while with me to play, I will give you the same Watkins ale called by name, or else I were to blame. In truth, fair maid, good sir, quoth she again, if you will take the pain, I will it not refrain or be dismayed. He took this maiden then aside, and led her where they were not spied, and told her many a pretty tale, and gave her well of Watkins ale.
So what's your name?
Name's Ben Hales. Shakespeare Link brings to the community as an artistic outlet and a great sort of, what's the word, a great sort of resource of information about plays, about Shakespeare, and it kind of it produces and has an outlet for performers to come, for the public to come and see shows, for you know, an artistic outlet in the sort of in this kind of very rural part of the world, where it's not sort of just about, you know, Shakespeare Link offers that sort of the outlet for people to come and see shows, for people to try acting, for people who enjoy acting, to do shows, to do Shakespeare. And Shakespeare is very, very, very classic. It's very kind of, it's very old, and it's very, you know, the language is amazingly rich, sort of thing. So it kind of brings just that, really. Shakespeare Link brings an artistic outlet. It produces a resource.
My name is Ian Yeoman, and I used to work with a theatre company based in Llandrindod, and I met Sue and Phil over 10 years ago now. So I've been kind of associated with and a follower of and a supporter of Shakespeare Link since then. I've always been really struck that Sue and Phil and other people that work with them, they work with primary school age children, they work with the community company, they do work in schools, they do the have a go with
You know, the kind of the breadth of the age range of people who kind of associate with the company is just tremendous. And we've talked about it relatively recently. There's a sense in which I think they really firmly believe that Shakespeare is like an enormous resource, that engaging with it, you are discussing and exploring some massive central kind of ideas about how we live and how we could live, and history and philosophy and science and nature, and that's reflected in the nature trails and everything that they've developed here. And the Willow Globe, yeah. So, and what I love about when I'm around it or when I'm watching people do it is I think simply by stepping into the space and getting to grips with it, that kind of discussion feels really alive. You know, being involved with Henry V, for example, last year, there was a real buzz about it. And I mean, you know, there were some of us who were getting on, and then people like Stan, who's only 14 or 15, and there were the relationships established were very kind of mutually. You know, there's no sense of the children are being children or the adolescents are being adolescents. I mean, there's a real kind of unanimity about it, and I think that comes through the plays, and it certainly comes through the way that Sue and Phil just allow it to emerge. I'd never get the sense that they have a kind of image or an idea that they then bring and they smack it down on top of everybody.
Yeah.
You know, this is how we are going to do it. I think they are really good at just allowing people to bring themselves to it, and then the play begins to define itself, you know. And that's a hell of a community resource, I think.